Warlords of Draenor, perhaps I treated you too harshly. No. No. See, like, this is the kind of rose-tinted goggles shit that is just simply untrue. This is simply not real, untrue, complete fucking bullshit, a 100% lie. Let me be honest with you guys. World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, was the worst expansion that we have ever had. There has never been a worst expansion. It's not even close. While yes, the raids were good, the raids have been good every single expansion. It was absolutely bad. Shadowlands, the only reason why you enjoyed WoD more is probably because you maybe had more time to play in 2014 and you maybe only raided. Like, Shadowlands is worse? No, it's not. What did you do in Warlords of Draenor? What did you do? You raided? So you did one raid. You know that Warlords of Draenor had the worst content drought of all time, right? It was even worse than at the end of Mists of Pandaria. You AFK'd in the garrison. Yes, people don't remember how bad it was because they have selective memory. I don't know why. The only reason why people were okay with WoD more than Shadowlands is because WoD was the first time that Blizzard fucked them in the ass. And with Shadowlands, it's the third time and people don't want to go for a hat trick. That's why. WoD was terrible. The only good thing about WoD was the raids and the leveling. That was the only good thing. And the leveling lasted a day and the raids were the only thing that you could do. WoD PvP was great. No, man. Like, no, because like that's like, yeah, it was good. It was better than Shadowlands in some ways, but I remember watching clips of like fucking SSDS and like all the other guys like Smexon back then, just like insta deleting people back in WoD 2 with like a fucking Turbo Cleave, the Enhancement Shaman Arms Warrior. Like, people would still go 100-0 in like a second. It was awful. Like, people don't remember this. Gladiator PvP, yeah. Like, it's just challenge modes. Challenge modes were so bad in Warlords of Draenor. They were so much worse than they were in, what do you call it? In Mists of Pandaria. It's crazy. DK Smoke Bomb. I don't even remember that one, honestly. Gladiator Stance. Yeah, Gladiator Stance was terrible. Nobody played it ever. Like, nobody ever did Gladiator Stance. Like, there were no logs for it. It was the least played thing. Here's the thing, guys, is that I can guarantee you that I played WoD probably more than a lot of you. And I remember it better than pretty much everybody. People have very selective memory because they just want to hate on the current thing and say that the old thing wasn't as bad. Warlords of Draenor was the biggest disappointment of an expansion that Blizzard has ever had. It's like, here, let me give you a comparison. Shadowlands at least finished. Imagine if Warlords of Draenor was as bad as Shadowlands, the new raid that just came out wouldn't even be out. Because they would have just not done it. We'd still be sitting in Sanctum of Domination for another 8 months. Do you understand? Like, it was so fucking bad. It was just so fucking bad. Both had the same ending? Yeah, they kind of did. And people conflate the state of their life with the state of the game, unironically. Besides its questing in 5-mans, these were good. The 5-mans, there was no reason to ever do the 5-mans, though. That's what I'm saying, is like the challenge modes invalidated themselves the moment that Highmaul came out. So, like, if you're going to say the 5-mans were good, what are you talking about? The first month of the game? What about besides that? What about the next 2 years? It was terrible. Poll it? Asmon's so wrong on this one? No, I'm not. I'm not wrong at all. Do you know how bad Warlords of Draenor was? It caused me to start streaming. Warlords of Draenor caused me to start streaming. Because playing in the garrison and fucking around with McConnell was so fucking boring that I was like, I need to do this with other people because I literally have nothing else to do. Poll it? For what? What there's like we're arguing objective facts here. Like it is objectively a fact that Shadowlands had infinitely more content for a max level player to do it at the end game than Warlords of Draenor did. It had more raids. I would say that the raids in Shadowlands and the raids in WoD are equivalent. I don't think the raids have just gotten better or have just gotten worse. I think the raids in WoD were great, but I also think the Shadowlands raids were pretty good too. WoD barely had, WoD had no content. Like you guys just completely don't remember anything. Like WoD had literally zero fucking content besides doing the raid. So yes, if all you like to do was raid, if that's the only thing that you would ever do was raid, or you would only do competitive PvP, then I will agree with you that Warlords of Draenor was a better expansion for you. Like, for example, if you were a world first raider, WoD was probably a better experience. If you were a competitive PvPer at like, you know, you would go over 2K, etc., WoD was probably a better experience for you. Absolutely. However, those people are like 5%, 10% of the player base. The other 90% of the player base was left completely high and dry by WoD. There were only 3 raids in the entire course of the expansion. Reddit agrees with Asmon. Let me look and see what Reddit says. Former Quad, thank you much for the 5 subs. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Poll it then? Well, why would I poll it? I know I'm right. If everybody disagrees with me, that doesn't make me wrong. That just makes a lot of other people wrong. Well, why would I poll it? I know I'm right.